This is episode 125.
The Ultimate Deck Podcast. Need a show about outdoor living? This is where it's at. With your hosts, Shane Chapman and Way Laurent. Thank you for tuning in. Now let the show begin. Yeah. The Ultimate Deck Podcast. Let's go.
Hello, everybody. Live. Only live if you're watching on Instagram. Otherwise, you're seeing this recorded later. But you've probably figured that out.
That might be the first time they're hearing it. It's kind of like live to them.
Could be. So we're live. Like, this is happening in real time for us. So that's all I mean by that.
Every week.
And we're actually here in our Saskatoon location today on site.
Yeah, pretty nice little store you got here.
From the showroom floor. So this is neat.
I wish we could show people this showroom floor.
Well, we can do a little tour on Instagram later, but pretty tough to show them on a podcast.
Yeah.
The whole point of it's no video.
I'm not much of a wordsmith.
So you've been up here for a solid week or two, maybe even. How's it been going up here?
I'm in my second week of Saskatoon living.
Yeah.
First week was pretty good. Second week's much better.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't get lost. I'm not late when I get to work anymore.
The seasoning set in a little bit more. Right?
It took the very first time the very first day I drove to work at the new store, I took a path that I thought would be really efficient, and it turns out it was 15 minutes less efficient than I needed it to be.
Yeah. I generally live by that rule. It's like, if I don't know for sure, if it's I take a lot of risk in my life, but getting to somewhere driving when I'm in a hurry is not one of them. It's like, if I'm late for something and I'm like, I wonder if this would be shorter. I'm like, nope, because there's a good chance that it's way longer because I'll bugger this up.
But I wasn't in a hurry. I wasn't going to fire myself.
Right. Yeah.
So I was like, well,
we didn't. So there's no Bryce here. I didn't bring him with because I'm staying the night, and I thought, well, I share a lot of things with Bryce, but a bed's not one of them.
That's not the one.
It could be. I wouldn't mind. But but I didn't even ask him if he wanted to come.
I did.
I was like,
I
did
asked,
you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Yesterday it was like, hey, are you coming up? He was like, yeah, I didn't even get the invite actually. I was like, oh.
So if it was
Awkward.
just a day trip, I would have totally invited him. But I guess I just made some assumptions in my head that he wouldn't want to be gone overnight on a trip up to Saskatoon.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm wrong in that.
The best thing about COVID is that you get to spend all of that time at home with your family.
Yeah,
every day,
yeah.
All the time.
So I didn't invite him. Sorry, Bryce. Maybe next time I will. He hasn't even. Maybe he's really pissed because he's not even in watching the live. He's like, "Cut me out. I'll cut you out."
Yep.
Last week we did a fun thing. We ordered food every day from different local restaurants in Regina and Saskatoon for our staff in part to say thank you to our staff for really crushing it in March. So we bought them lunch every day, and to also support local restaurants because they're probably the hardest hit industry during this whole pandemic thing. So it's kind of a double benefit. We get to support local and feed our staff, which is fun.
Yeah, there's no shortage of people that are having some tough goes, right? Restaurants, hotels, travel industry, travel agents, all that stuff is not good.
Yeah. And so the reason that came to my mind right now is because we were talking about Bryce, and it's like, I stiffed him last week too. I stiffed him on this trip, and I stiffed him last week too because Bryce, for those who don't know, is a vegetarian.
He's a modified vegetarian.
Yeah. He's a loose vegetarian. So he will eat wild caught meat, which I've never actually seen him do. So maybe it's just his...
That's not true. I brought him some sausage that he had.
Oh, and that happened?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he'll eat wild caught, just not store-bought, and he'll eat fish. But in my head, a vegetarian doesn't eat either of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, I did all the ordering for the food for both stores last week, and day one we did pizza, and we had it from Uno in Saskatoon and from, where did we go in Regina? Juliana's Pizza in Regina. And so I ordered it, and it was like, I need to feed 10 people in Regina and 5 people in Saskatoon. Give me enough food for that. Okay, that's probably a couple large pizzas. What kind do you want? I was like, whatever, just put it on there.
Most popular, please. Give me the most popular.
I was like, sure, ham and pepperoni, and ham something. Ordered 3 pizzas, all loaded with meat, not wild caught meat.
So delicious.
And I didn't think even for 2 seconds that was a bad decision until you the next day was like, make sure you order something for Bryce today on Tuesday day, whatever it is today. I was like, oh shoot. Yeah, you're right. There is no vegetarian option there. So in the rest of the week, I'm like, and I've got a vegetarian in the group. Give me something vegetarian.
Which is really trendy to have a
veggies.
Vegetarian friend with you.
Yeah, right?
It's like.
And then it was, what was it?
And I got another guy. He's a friend of mine. He's in CrossFit, but he doesn't eat with me. So I just like, I just thought I'd tell you.
Then it was a couple more days of me ordering him like straight up vegetarian meals before you're like, Bryce would like you to know that he does eat fish. Like you can get him something other than his veggies all the time. Oh, right. Yeah, too. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm too late on that. Sorry. So
that's funny.
Anyways, sorry, Bryce. I believe that by the end of the week, he had some good stuff coming through. Like he had
fish tacos.
We could have did fish tacos that day. I didn't.
What did you get him?
I don't even remember what that day.
You could have refried beans on rice if you'd like, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was
poor guy.
I don't remember what that day was for him. But anyway, then the one day we did smoked meat restaurants. And I told them there was vegetarian, and so they gave him like a Beyond Meat burger or something. It was like, at least it wasn't just like a smoked potato or something. He at least got a burger out of the deal, but yeah, I don't think it was smoked or anything. I don't know, maybe it was, I don't know.
Poor guy.
Anyway, you know what? We all make decisions in life. He made his, and so that's whatever. Okay, so Saskatoon, I love this store. This store is great here in Saskatoon. Nice, big, bright, airy, nice, big ceilings. I like it here a lot. And people in Saskatoon should like it here a lot, too.
Yep. I don't have anything
All
to
there
add
is
to
to
that.
say to that?
Well, I don't know who I was talking to the other day. Somebody called, one of the reps called, and they're like, oh, you're up in Saskatoon now. I was like, yeah, the store's better. So I just came here.
Yeah.
The store is so much nicer.
Yeah.
It's not that the one in Regina is bad. It's just this one has a ton of light, and it's like really tall ceilings. And
yeah, the actual showroom floor part is much nicer here, I think.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Regina, you lose out. But we're doing some cool things in Regina, too, up right away that's going to make it really, really cool, too.
Yeah, that will change the game.
It's mostly the ceiling height. That's what I think makes this, and the windows. That's
The
what
windows.
makes this one so much nicer.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough crapping on our one location and propping the other.
Yeah, well, the Regina location pays for the Saskatoon ones.
Yeah.
We're all even.
Speaking of renos, that's the topic today.
What?
Yeah.
That was a mystery one. I didn't really even know either. Until we got here.
I had a 2.5 hour drive to think of what the topic was, and I showed up here and was like, I came up with nothing. What do you want to do? So anyway, no, today we're talking about 7 reasons why a deck reno is the best reno.
It's not biased. This is not a biased list. It's just true.
No.
It's just the truth.
I remember last time we did a topic like this about a year ago. We were like, number 1 is because we don't sell kitchen shit.
Yeah.
Like that's why it's the best reno.
But now we do.
But what this episode actually is like why a deck is way better than doing a stupid paver patio, because Paver King and Rusty Shovel, those guys like lost in a world of their own, not understanding people. So anyway, no, they're constant shots from those insecure guys. So
Paver King account is it's a lot of fun to follow.
He's pretty funny.
I laugh quite a bit.
So anyways, that's not what this is about. Really, most of these items here could apply to patio, like paver patios too. What we're talking about here is like why spend money on a deck renovation, like an outdoor living space versus an indoor living space. Why, if you're going to spend $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 on a renovation, why it should be spent outside instead of inside?
$258,000.
Sure, whatever it is.
In case you want.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get through it. It's a list. I know you love lists, so
my favorite.
We'll start from the bottom and go to the top. I don't know that this is a specific order,
That
but
sounds like Drake.
Second time I've done that today. Geographically, Regina is below Saskatoon.
Yes.
And so I started at the bottom today. Now I'm at the top.
At the top.
Number 7, Wade, there's an opportunity here to change style. When you're spending money on a deck or an outdoor living space, as opposed to inside.
Yeah.
As opposed to renovating your kitchen or your living room or something, you have the chance to like have a different style of space, because when you're committed to a certain style in your house, kind of all the living space, all the rooms have to have that style, or else it just doesn't flow.
It starts to look chopped up, right?
Yeah.
It's like your mohawk. You're in transition mode right now.
Right, yeah.
And it's like one looks good, but when you're in the transition mode, it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
So if your house is a craftsman
Your house
style
has a mohawk. I'm following you. Yeah. Okay.
If your house is a craftsman style and you decide you're going to do a modern kitchen.
Yeah, you're probably not going to put IKEA cabinets in a house that was built in the 30s and has been like, maintained and has its original craftsman style and like all natural woods. You're not going to pop in some laminated like countertops
smooth,
and glossy white IKEA cabinets, and it's not going to work. But the transition from inside to outside, you can get away from the style of your house a little bit and do something more modern outside if you want, because it's not going to clash.
Correct.
I don't know if people know this, but like doors, exterior doors, they're like portals to new worlds.
New world.
So you can it doesn't matter, right? So that's one way you can, like, if you are, you got a house that has a certain style, but you really like the style of other architecture or something, you can have that too. If you do it outside, it's not going to clash, and then you get the best of both worlds.
Yep.
So why not? Number 6 was, it's better, and this is really important right now, it's better for gatherings. Outdoor living space. Like, when do you have more fun? When you have 10 people crowded around your kitchen island while you're baking potatoes in the oven?
Playing beer pong.
Or, sure, or outside sitting around the fire, or on the deck having deck beers, or whatever it might be. Like, that's
outside.
Much funner experience to gather outside. If you're the type of people that like to have people over and gather and whatever else, outdoors is the place to do that.
I certainly prefer outside.
Because then, to your point, the beer pong, you could do that inside too, but you also, outside, you can use the other space outside. You can start to play, like, whatever, yard games. What do you call the?
Yahtzee.
No, Yahtzee wasn't what I was thinking, but you could do outdoor Yahtzee.
Horseshoes.
That wasn't what I was thinking either.
Lawn darts.
Nope.
Beer darts.
Nope. All of these things are yeses, but it's not the one I'm thinking of. What's the one where you throw the beanbag into the frickin' board with
cornhole.
Cornhole. I don't know why that was escaping me so much. But you can do a lot more activities when you're outside, having your gathering or your party out there than you can inside.
Yep.
So, like, who doesn't love being outside in summer? Come on. Number 5 is your outdoor space can be multiple uses. A deck doesn't just need to be a deck where you barbecue. You can have defined zones out there where you can get a lot of different functionality out of one deck.
Yes.
Right? If you're going to put 300 square feet or 400 square feet of deck in your backyard, you can split that up into multiple zones. You could have your living area. You could have your dining area. You could have your barbecue kitchenette area. You could even have a little workspace if you want. Your kitchen is a kitchen.
Outdoor work offices. This is happening.
I dig that. I dig it.
I think. Are you going to have one? Are you going to put one in Regina?
I'm personally,
Just
where? On my house?
No, at work. Just like put a balcony out where your window is.
Oh, yeah. I've talked about that. I think that'd be fantastic.
Do it.
That'd be amazing.
I won't even tell the landlord. Just make it happen.
Yeah.
They can show up. Be like, oh, boy.
So you can get all these different types of uses outside on your deck project that you wouldn't, like, unless you're going to renovate a bunch of different spaces in your house too, which would cost much more.
Yeah, exactly. And so you build this 300 square foot area off the back of your house. And like you said, you have it. Now you have a new kitchen and a new dining room. How fun is that?
Yeah. And again, it interacts well with your yard, or it can if you do.
As long as you don't put
right.
up a bunch of privacy screens.
Yeah.
It'll interact just fine.
And the number 4 is a big one to me, because if you've got 30 grand and you decide that what you're going to do, what you're going to do is renovate your kitchen, because that can pretty easily be a $30,000 project if you're going to do all new cabinets.
Problem. It could be 60
Yeah.
without much effort.
Pretty easy, right? And so, but at the end of the day, you start with the kitchen and it looks
Meh.
dated or something.
Yeah.
And then you throw $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 at it. And then you're like, this looks way better. And it does all the same things as it did before. Like, it's still a kitchen. It still has countertops for prepping food. It still has.
You know what you could do, though, so that it was different, so that it felt different? You could get one of those taps at the sink where you don't have to touch the tap. You could just move your hand in front of it.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah,
And then
that'd be good.
the water would just turn on. You'd be like, I did this renovation. Here's the coolest part.
Yeah.
I don't have to touch it.
You want to know what's cooler than that water feature? Is water features outside on your deck.
Right.
Right? And then you can, yeah. But
I'm trying to give the kitchen guys some props. Like,
the point here is
was
that
a kitchen guy.
a renovation inside is for like most of the time it's aesthetic.
Yeah.
You're rarely adding a bunch of functionality when you renovate something inside your house.
Sometimes let's say that you have 3 bedrooms or 4 bedrooms upstairs. Maybe you decide you're going to give yourself an ensuite and like a walk-in closet.
Sure.
Right? Give up one of the bedrooms and then actually your master turns so that changes the house. That's a whole new space that you have.
Yeah, but you know where a better place is to change your clothes? On the deck.
On the deck. So your neighbors put blinds up.
Right. You can get those privacy walls. We just talked about this. Easy peasy. But you get new space. That's the point of this. It's like your house is 1,200 square feet. You renovate your kitchen, and you're still 1,200 square feet with a prettier kitchen. you spend that money outside, you've gone from 1,200 square feet of living space to 1,600 square feet of living space.
But more square feet's better.
More of the square foots
Every
is
time.
betterer.
Yep.
So I think that's a big one. That's one of the biggest reasons I think to spend it outside, because of the extra space you get.
Okay.
And it gives you a place to go when the kids are being shitty. Like,
Maybe you could build a cage to put the kids in
you could save some money in the budget.
outside.
Yeah.
Because then they could yell and it would be quiet inside.
We kind of knocked off number 4 and number 3 at the same time here, because number 3 was supposed to be new types of space, not just refreshing the existing spaces and adding more space at the same time. That was number 4. So we knocked off 2 birds with one stone. We're efficient when we're here.
Yep. It's because the phone doesn't ring.
Yeah, that's right. So let's just skip number 2. Number 2 is, and this one, I don't think this is a stretch. I think it's a good one, but it's maybe a surprise one. Being outdoors is good for your happiness and your mental health.
Yep.
And I think that's extra important right now, because there is no secret about the fact that this whole pandemic thing, when people are pent up in their house and they're not able to see their friends and do things like they usually do, is causing a lot of mental health problems for a lot of people. Depression and mental health and just like general anxiety.
Right?
And being outside is good for all of those things.
And
the
just
fresh
like
air, being in the sun.
Fear, right? Like there's this whole like fear of then going back outside.
Yeah.
It's like you become more scared to drive because you haven't driven in 6 months, right?
Yeah.
Or like,
yeah. But it's just like the old adage of like, go get a fresh breath of air. It's not an adage. It's like, that's a real thing. Getting a breath of fresh air makes you feel better.
yep.
So, like I know there's times
That and like breathing keeps you alive.
breathing helps.
Yeah.
And the air outside in most cases is cleaner than the air inside of your house. But nothing makes you feel better if you're having a rough day or like you're stressed out or whatever than getting outside and getting some fresh air, going for a walk, or just going out and sitting on the deck, enjoying the outdoors, getting some vitamin D from the sun, which they say vitamin D level is very important in battling COVID.
Is this true?
Is this true?
Okay.
They've known for a long time that the people that get hit the hardest with the symptoms of COVID generally have low vitamin D levels.
Okay.
So they're saying, get your D.
Okay. Next time you call and I'm not here, this is what you can expect.
You have no excuse. You got big windows here. We just talked about how much natural light's in here.
Yeah.
You guys are flowing with vitamin D in the store.
These ones have vitamin D filters on them.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's clouding over out there, by the way.
It's
Look at
gonna
that,
rain.
eh? Is it going to rain here today?
That's what they're saying.
Eric Terry says that's why he became a deck builder.
More outside.
Somebody told him he needed the D, and he's like, well, I'll go build decks, I guess.
Ooh, now you're shooting shots.
Number 1.
That's why everybody builds decks in the summer. Like, do you know many carpenters, like even finishers or framers, that are like, in the summertime, I like to steer clear of decks.
I really like basement work in the sun. In the summer.
Every single carpenter that has a business is like, well, I just want to build decks in the summertime. And then there's firefighters and policemen and teachers, and like everybody tries to build decks in the summer because they love being outside doing that.
Isn't it, like, honest to God, and maybe it's just me, or maybe it's just deck builders, but building a deck is an enjoyable renovation. Like,
yes,
because you get to be outside.
Wasn't even on your list.
Wasn't on the list. Yeah, you're right. But like, I need to renovate my bathroom. Not renovate. I need to finish my bathroom in the basement.
Riveting stuff, right?
And I don't want to.
Couldn't give two.
I don't
craps.
give a shit. What I do know, and I've said this for 3 years running now, what I do know is I'm not doing it in the summer.
No,
like, that's a winter job for me. Like, I'm already in the house. I don't want to go outside. I'm going to do it in the winter. But I'm not, like, even then I can't get up and get motivated to do it. It's like, I don't care about renovating a bathroom. Like, I know it'll be nice when it's done, but I don't enjoy the process.
Because
building a deck, you can enjoy
have
the
two
process.
bathrooms in your house already,
right?
And it's like, well, I could have a third.
My 14-year-old's opinion on the bathroom is probably a lot different than mine. Get me a damn bathroom already.
Maybe show some initiative, man.
Right? You could do it.
Just
go
start
hang the drywall.
Just start doing stuff. You'd come down in a hurry, be like, you're getting that all wrong.
That's right.
And you'd be like, yep. Oh, show me
start
how.
with the plumbing, and then the flood happens, and then so it's enjoyable. That's number 1.5.
I was gonna call it 3.5 and put it in there somewhere.
Wherever.
Okay, 1.5. Okay.
Number 1 that we had here.
Oh, the
and
most important reason.
I think this is something for homeowners to digest a little bit, because often people are like, oh my God, that's so expensive to do this deck when they get a quote from a contractor or something. You know what's more expensive than doing that?
Cars.
home extension or
yeah.
a renovation of a home.
Yeah.
Costs way more. If you want to build an extension on your house, like if you need 300 more square feet, you can build a deck. And if you're hiring a contractor, that's probably $50 to $100 a square foot.
Yep.
And if you're going to build an extension on your house, double that.
175.
Probably triple that.
Yeah.
Right? 50 to 100. Now we're talking like $150 to 200 or something, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's like 175 to 200.
Yeah. So it's way more costly to add on. And what are you trying to add on? A dining room or something like more living space? Do it outside.
Yeah, and so that's the thing that
add a screen room if you want.
We talk to people about in the store is just like, which room in your house is the one that's not working for you? Like, you want to have people over to watch the game. Okay, so let's find a spot out there that you can put a TV, because this is what you can't do inside in your existing house.
Yeah.
So let's put that outside. It's like, you don't need a dining room table. That's not what you said you need people over for.
Yeah.
You need people over to watch the game. It's the Masters. We should have all our buddies over watching the Masters right now, right? And so, okay, let's do sectionals and make sure that this thing will fit a sectional and have a big long table. And then, so anyways, I think,
like, how envious do people get when they see some pictures of somebody else's backyard that has that shit? Like when you see a picture from like Sean from Premier Outdoor Living, who often builds in a TV space, like a man cave. What do they call it? The female version of that? A she
shell. She shed.
It's not a she shell. Maybe
she shed.
But when you have that and you see those pictures, like, oh, that would be amazing, and everybody just kind of leaves it at that. That would be amazing if I had. Well, there's nothing stopping you from doing that.
Well, usually budget.
Well, maybe, but if you're gonna, like, you're already in this topic today, Wade. We're talking about you already have the money to do the renovation.
I see.
So it's like, okay,
hypothetical.
what are you could renovate your living room and watch more TV there. I suppose you could build a TV area downstairs too, but that's still not as cool.
No, come on over into the dungeon where there's no windows.
Let's go in the basement and watch the game. No, like, it's way cool. Let's go outside.
Let's watch baseball or golf outside.
Right?
And it's like, you're already out there. You could have.
I want to go do do that right now. I don't know.
That's cloudy and raining.
Whatever. I'd still rather be out there than in the basement today.
Yeah, you can't. You can't go to a guy's house and drink beers and throw them on the lawn and play catch and watch a ball game.
Yeah.
But that could be on and the speakers could be playing. Your Bluetooth speakers.
So when I built my deck outside, I did it with and I haven't actually done this yet because I haven't put furniture on my deck yet, but I built it with the intention of having like a movie screen out there that we could hang a projector and watch outdoor movies in the backyard with the kids. Like, come on.
Absolutely.
That's fun.
And because the sun sets at 12:30 at night in Saskatchewan, this is no big deal. Yeah. Wake them up.
Yeah. The 4-year-old has to stay up till 2 a.m. to watch it. But no, it's like that's just a fun thing to do.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Dad.
It's kind of like the old drive-in, right? We're gonna watch a movie outdoors and under the stars, and like that's cool.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we gotta wait. That was number.
Who knows what that
1.25.
Anybody even following along?
I don't know. So cheap square footage, though, it's much more inexpensive because when somebody gets a quote to do their, I'm sure they also react the same way. But it's like, you want to renovate your basement. That's that could be. It's going to start a bit higher.
65,000.
You've probably got, it could be, right? But I mean, on a square foot basis, you're probably like cheaping out at $80.
Yeah, I always said that. Yeah, I guess and this was a few years ago. I obviously wasn't working with lumber prices the way they are now, or anything like that. But it was usually $65 to $70 a square foot to do a basement.
Yeah,
and that was aftermarket. Like, that was what I charged. Builders were charging more than that. Like, if you were building the house and it was like, well, our guys will finish it at the same time, which I always thought was so strange because all your guys are there. It should actually be less. It should be 50.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
Yeah.
So anyways, 70, 65, 70 a square foot to the basement. If you did $70 a square foot for your deck, you have a pretty nice looking pad.
Yep. And the basement reno is like, it's 70 because the foundation portion is already there.
Yeah.
Like, you already paid for that. Yeah. And it's still $70 plus on top of that.
Yep. That's right.
So anyway, but that's where, like, a basement rental could, that's maybe one spot where I could say, like, there's pretty good value in doing that too. Because you can turn that into livable space and whatever else.
Depends what your climate is too, though, right? So, like, if you live in the Yukon, then the basement space is a way better investment.
And you may not have a basement. Basements are common here.
Right.
But I remember down visiting the TimberTech plant in Wilmington, Ohio, and it was like they just didn't have a lot of basements there.
Yeah.
So there's some places where they don't put basements
They have
in.
so much
all crawl
land.
spaces are slab homes, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's kind of the idea. Like there's obviously this is topical because people are spending money like crazy on renos right now with the pandemic happening. That's pretty well known. And it's continuing this year. And they're saying that this year, Forbes is saying this year is the year of the yard.
Yeah, but what is the, you know?
I don't know.
They're faking
Little
it. Little
ragtag magazine. I don't know.
Fake it till you make it kind of.
Yeah. So last year was kind of the interior renovations, they said.
Certainly.
Like generalizing a bit. But last year people spent money on inside. Painting, doing some renos, new flooring, blah, blah, blah. And this year it's like the year of the yard. They're going to now look outside and be like, what can we do out there? Which again, like you're pent up in your house. The outside is your safe space of way to get outside and enjoy the outdoors. And so put the money in the backyard because you'll enjoy it back there.
It's one of the very first times I've heard somebody say that it's okay. I don't need a privacy wall over there. I like visiting with my neighbor.
Yeah.
You can tell people are lonely now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I can't usually stand him, but I just need some sort of human contact that's not my kids.
It's not so bad. We talk about what we're barbecuing when we're looking at each other.
Yeah, not weird. So that's it. I feel like weird. Wow. This is kind of a short podcast, but here's the good news for the people that are watching.
You got to do it again.
It's a doubleheader today.
Yeah, doubleheader.
It's a doubleheader. We didn't tell anybody this. It wasn't promoted on Instagram, but it is a doubleheader today. So if you are on the Instagram watching, you can stay tuned for a moment here. We're going to get on to the next episode, which is episode 126, because that's what comes after 125.
Obviously.
And that one we're talking about why you would ever buy Wolf. So we'll get after it. If you're on Instagram, tune back in a second here. If you're not, we'll see you next week.
Hey, thank you for listening to the Ultimate Deck Podcast. Now you know what we're about. Check the site, come and shop. UltimateDeckShop.com. Hit us right away for sponsorships or tell us if you want to collaborate. Let's go. Check us out on any social networks. Thank you for listening.